Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rum on the Couch video number 80. Dave here from Manchester Rum Festival, and for this episode we're popping over to the Isle of Man. Now I have to admit, the Isle of Man is not the place you'd expect to see rum, or even to be fair, distilleries, but when I went over last year to see family, I actually realised that there's not just one distillery, there's actually a couple. And when we visited our family who are based out of Ramsey in the north of the island, there is their own distillery and it's called Fynoderee. At the time, it's all about gin. We also got a honey vodka as well. And I was actually quite impressed. Their gins are very, very good. We obviously brought a couple of bottles home. I'd seen it prior to that. Obviously, we've had bottles here at our house. And when it was announced that they were having a spice rum just before Christmas, I was naturally intrigued again. And luckily, would you believe it, Santa bought me a bottle. So this is Fynoderee's first ever rum. This is called, I'm hoping I'm saying this right, Glashtyn. And we're looking at 40% ABV. So it's automatically ticking my box there. Now, who is Glashtyn? I've had a look at their website. I'm going to reread this to you if I may. The Glashtyn Spiced Manx Rum takes its name and inspiration from ancient tales of a creature believed to haunt the shores of the Isle of Man. While under the briny wash, it is said to resemble a water horse or bull, watching over a booty of shimmering pearls. But as night bleeds in, the Glashtyn cuts a new form. Emerging through the foam, a brooding figure sets foot on wet sand and shingle, not stringle. Oh my God. Heeds his call and you may find yourself dragged to the depths. Interesting. Also can't get my words out. Hey ho. Now, to be fair, obviously Fynoderee is all about the mythological elements towards the Isle of Man. And you can sort of see, I don't know, from the sort of labelling you've got there, it's beautiful packaging as well. Now, what is the rum all about? So again, I'm going to refer off here because it is a limited batch. This is batch number 1. But it's actually something I was quite intrigued about because it does say that Glashtyn Spanx, yes, I'm seeing Spice and Manx coming together. It's definitely not Spanx. Glashtyn Spiced Manx Rum is made from organic Colombian panela, which is a sustainable farmed and completely unrefined cane sugar. It's fermented and distilled over many months. Doesn't say how many, but obviously less than a year, I would imagine. With a rich and potent recipe. It does have a couple of ideas of what to expect, but I'm not going to read that much yet. I mean, the labels themselves, it says on the bottle it comes using panela from Colombia. A couple of flavours on there as well. Won't read that anymore. And also it says batch number 1 as well. So let's crack this open because I've been quite intrigued. Like I say, I do like their gins, their seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter. I've got their chai tea one as well. And I've tried their honey vodka when we went to the bar. I have to admit, I'm not going to say too much about the distillery itself in regards to its gins, but one of the best bars I came across on the island was the Fynoderee, and we had some great rums there as well. Actually surprising considering what you may expect for a gin distillery, but the range they have on their bar was actually very, very good. Spent a couple of hours there, twice in my 4 days I was there. Anyway, had my Glencairn, had my bottle. It's for a healthy measure. It's a Friday, after all. Like I say, 40% ABV. It is a spiced. And I have absolutely no idea what that is. It's light, it's floral, yet it's actually quite deep and rich at the same time. There's such a combination of different styles coming through there. I want to say it's like quinquina. It's like a bark element towards this. A bit of aniseed, but I'd say more like anise. A bit more scented than, in my mind, when I have something like aniseed with absinthe, it gets quite a tart element towards it. But I'd also say it's actually not clear as well, which in my mind automatically thinks that it's not been refined. but it also hammers home that there is fresh ingredients within. I do get some dried fruits, so kind of get that kind of fruit and nut mix. There's definitely some sort of forest floor element to this. You can kind of see what I'm heading for. It's not sort of rich berries. There's no sort of, I don't get cinnamon, I don't get vanilla. Dare I say, the sort of traditional characteristics you put towards a spiced rum. Maybe a bit of cassia bark as well. I'm getting that element to it. Bit of pepper. I'd say black pepper over whites, but pepper nonetheless. Okay, let's give it a go. 40% ABV. Oh, it's so light. In a good way as well, not to the point of it just disappearing. It's really staking on. In fact, it's growing a bit more as well. Again, I get honey. I get that kind of Madagascan vanilla, that sort of fresher profile. The forest floor, the kind of earthiness that I picked up on the nose is kind of carried on as well. Not too dry, a little bit soft, which is good because it lacks that kind of sandy element you can sometimes pick up. I kind of get some like ginger sweets. You know, the caramelized ginger jelly. It sort of comes to my mind. When you kind of burst, when you bite into it, you get that sort of burst a little bit. That I definitely get a little bit of that vanilla just shines through. I get some dried fruits, not too much, and I'll probably say it's again like a fruit and nut mix. It's so smooth. It's not silky smooth, but it's smooth. I like that. There is something else there, and I can't pinpoint what it could be. It's not something I've ever really... Again, it's not a traditional characteristic for a spiced rum, which is great, because this means it's not just another spiced rum. This is offering something a little bit different. And I appreciate that, because as we all know, and if you've been following Rum on the Couch since day one, you'll know that spiced rums, for me, there's too many. And there's also too many that are pretty much the same, the odd tweak or two. You've got to really stand out, but also understand the rum element. Now, can I get rum within this? I mean, it's only been aged for a handful of months, so I wasn't expecting huge amounts of flavour of the rum itself. But there is a base of alcohol. You know that this is a spiced rum in your mouth. You just don't know how long it's been in the barrels for, which is absolutely fine. I can appreciate that. I'd like to know how many months it has been, but I would imagine this is going to be maybe a bit of a blend, so it'll be an average age maybe, I don't know. But for batch one, that's a good show. Now it does say here, for the perfect Glashtyn serve, pour a double measure of Glashtyn Spiced Manx Rum into a tiki glass, of course. Over ice, add Fynoderee Madagascan Cola or Fynoderee Ginger Ale and garnish with a wedge of lime or Paula's Kitchen Lime Dehydrated Garnish, which I have to admit, we did pick some up for the garnishes of gins. And they are actually very, very good. So I think that's a local company in the Isle of Man. So not one for the UK, that I'm aware of at least. Of course, it does say to sip neat as well. Oh. In a Fynoderee Distillery 6-ounce leather-wrapped hip flask, available at the bar. Nicely done. Now, I have to admit, when I was looking into just an idea of what this rum was all about, it does say on their website that it has sold out for the batch one. I'm hoping that this is something you will be able to enjoy at some point with batch two. I know that the locals, I saw on their socials that they were really lapping up one of the Isle of Man's first rums. It's not that I'm aware of the first rum of the Isle of Man. There is another distillery a little bit further, sort of mid-north to Ramsey, who I'm very intrigued to give a go next time I'm over. But as far as I can remember, they haven't got any spice rums. I may be wrong on that. I'm going off my own memory here. But this is a great opportunity to sort of showcase what the Isle of Man can do. And I'm quite intrigued to give this a go in cocktails. I think it may not work too much in sort of citrus-driven cocktails like a daiquiri or Hemingway's or anything like that. I would probably say this would it make a... I kind of want a mint julep, sort of mojito style with this. I feel like that kind of earthiness with the mint would actually lift up quite nicely. Yeah, I might give that one a go a little bit later tonight. Get some mint if it's brave to cold. It's definitely not Caribbean weather here in Manchester today, I can tell you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that gives you an idea of something that you'll hopefully be able to pick up very, very soon once again. Glashtyn Spiced Manx Rum for the Fynoderee Distillery in the Isle of Man. Do give the guys a check out on their social media. Some great ideas, and obviously when the opportunity is to purchase next as well. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all for the next Rum the Couch. And also, don't forget, pick up your tickets to Manchester Rum Festival, June the 18th of this year at the Cure Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester City Centre itself. For details, they're all at manchesterrumfestival.com. Of course, there's many links, as there will be one for this one as well, to pick up your tickets. It's only £25 per person. And if you've been before, you know how much of a bargain that is for the amount of rums you can actually experience. And fingers crossed, who knows, maybe the Isle of Man will be in attendance as well. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all very soon. Enjoy.